So here they go for a home and away win double. Teams first. There's no Brent Webb for Leeds, so Zach Hardacre continues his run at fullback. Ryan Hall on his 150th appearance for the champions. Danny Maguire just 4 tries away from becoming Super League's top try scorer of all time. Up front, Jamie Peacock is back for the first time since announcing his retirement from the international game. It's his 350th appearance in Super League. Darryl Griffin is his front row partner. Look out for 18-year-old Stevie Ward. He's an outstanding young prospect. The substitutes include Rob Burrow, who backs up after England's game on Wednesday. For Hull, there's another outstanding youngster to have burst onto the Super League scene this year. He's Ben Crooks, son of the former Hull and Leeds legend Lee. Tom Briscoe backs up after Wednesday. Richard Hall makes the 340th appearance for Hull, his only club, and Ryan McGoldrick. He was registered as a Hull player at 2 p.m, and here he is on his debut operating at full-back. Up front, a crisis. Danny Tickle and Sam Mower are both ruled out for the remainder of the season. Jay Pitts plays against the club that got rid of him in April. Liam Watts moved across the city from Rovers. He makes his first start. The bench sees Willie Manu, another backing up from exiles duty on Wednesday. He's there along with Lee Radford, forced out of retirement again. Well, as you see, the skies have cleared, the rain has stopped, the crowd has come out, and they're expecting a pretty fierce encounter here. It's Armed Forces Day being marked at Headingley. The teams are in completely different strips compared to their normal attire, and there's been all sorts of things going on before the start of the match. Of course, we saw Ronnie the Rhino nearly come to grief as he abseiled his way down, and we've had some of the servicemen who have been abseiling down onto pitch level as well. And it looks as though we do have a slight delay to the kick-off time. Nobody has been kind enough to come across and tell us whether that is going to be the case. But there we go. We've knocked on the door. I think the officials have knocked on the door, and we're trying to get both teams out if we possibly can. But Hull arrived a little bit late. The journey across wasn't the most easy. The rain and, well, it was almost flooding conditions, and I know that there are parts of the country that are suffering more than us here today, but that has caused Hull a slight delay, and therefore, by the looks of things, we're finding out there, as you can see, Sean McRae talking to Brian, our floor manager at ground level around the dressing room area, and, well, eventually we'll get a game of rugby league. The fans are all ready, and we're all ready. All we need now are the players. But as far as this game is concerned, champions Leeds, Steve-O, well aware that the losers of this could leave themselves with a lot to do in the quest to finish above Saints or Catalan Dragons, and of course the Dragons face Warrington on Monday.
Yeah, fully aware of it. Brian McDermott, Peter Gentle, two very experienced coaches, are aware of their precarious situation in the league table. It could be classified in many ways as a four-pointer, and it could work out that way. I'm expecting a rough and tough and tumbling game, because even though the rain has, well, it's just spitting slightly as the players come out onto the field of play, but it has been drenched for the last couple of days, and to be fair, you must say and admire the way that the groundsman here has prepared this pitch. It looks A-OK. On the south stand, perhaps a little bit wet and muddy, but other than that, it should be an open, flowing game.
42 millimetres. You can see just how much rain is sitting just beneath the surface as Ronnie takes a dive. This is, of course, Leeds' third annual Armed Forces Day celebration, when they are showing their appreciation to the brave men and women who serve our country in the armed forces. And looks like there's also a touch of fancy dress on the terraces as well. and they're going to remember those members of the armed forces who've made the ultimate sacrifice for their country, and in particular the club here at Headingley will remember members of their own Yorkshire regiment who have been killed in Afghanistan this year. And so there will be moments silence before the game does kick off to remember all those brave men who have given their lives for their country.
Would you please join both teams in a moment's silence? But first, the last post.
The buglers from the Royal Marines Band Scotland performing the last post and bringing to an end the silence for the members of the armed service who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country. So once the field is cleared of the service personnel, the microphones, Tim Roby, who is our match official here tonight, will get this game underway. I would say, despite the 42 millimetres of rain that has fallen, the ground staff here have done a remarkable job in getting this ground in such perfect condition as we are underway here at Headingley.
Well, what a great take by the fullback, Zach Hardacre there. He appeared to just misjudge it. Slipped on the wet surface.
Ben Crooks it was who kicked the match off for Hull FC. It is the Leeds team that has got first use of this football. That's Brett Delaney getting to his feet there. And you can expect a rough and tough occasion here tonight.
Yeah, and I think you'll find a lot of work in the forwards. They realise, and that's a good run by Peacock. That's the sort of thing that you need to just lift the spirits early in the game.
Sean Lunt with the kick downfield. It will skim off this service, and it's picked up by Tom Briscoe. Be interesting to see how he goes over the course of the 80 minutes here, because he is backing up after playing for England against the Exiles on Wednesday night at Huddersfield. Gets himself away from Danny Maguire, and first touch as a Hull FC player for Ryan McGoldrick.
Wasn't a bad kick and chase by Leeds. Brian McDermott will be pretty happy with that. It's obviously he's given the responsibility from the hooker Sean Lunt. Kick from that dummy half position. Always a good option.
Hull's Liam Watts is all wrapped up by the Leeds Rhinos defence. There's a little dink over the top by Richard Horne in towards the corner, collected by Zach Hardacre. Good kick, good chase too. Great chase from Hull. They've forced Hardacre back over his own goal line. It's going to be a drop out from underneath the sticks.
Good thinking as well. They didn't wait until the last. They opted for the fourth, and they got the numbers there. Good work from the hooker, Aaron Jeremiah, and that was superb defence.
Great chase. It is a goal line dropout. Richard Whiting. He's only missed one match this year. Magic Weekend fixture against Hull Kingston Rovers. The dropout arrives at the feet of Seymour, and he then gives it to Liam Watts again. He's 22 on Sunday. This is his first start for Hull. And Liam Watts, signed from Hull Kingston Rovers. Heremiah again is the dummy half. Drops the ball off to Jay Pitts. He'll know all about this Leeds Rhinos side, having moved from Headingley to the KC Stadium in April. And this is Richard Hall, and he gets a good short pass away. It's desperate defence here for the Rhinos. And it was Kirk Yeeman who gets up rather gingerly, plays the ball. Seymour again. Here's Heremiah once more.
Good defence. Just saying, Eddie, the Leeds defence are not being caught out there. They stayed in a line.
Pitch once again. Ball back to Seymour. Here is Jordan Turner. Announced this week he is on his way to St Helens for 2013. Jordan Turner wants to end his career at Hull on a high. Both he and Willie Manu heading across to the Langtry Park Stadium. It's a great take in the air, is it? No, it goes to ground, it's a knock on. And so that will be the turnover underneath the lead sticks, just about.
Not a bad kick either from Brett Seymour. It's always a good option, and you can see there that they had the numbers there. Richard Whiting, such a tall man, nearly got the opportunity to get it, just couldn't handle it.
Delaney will drive it forward again for the champions. Let's hear from Rod Stott.
Two things, Eddie. First of all, Hull FC, they arrived just before 7:15 tonight. There was a horrendous weather conditions, as we know. You might say they should have known about that, but they didn't know about the fact there'd be a fire on the Kirkstall Road close to the ground, and that really caused a hold-up towards the end of their journey. The pitch conditions, got to say, Eddie, that Jason Booth and his ground staff have done a tremendous job, as Phil Clark alluded to earlier. 42 millimetres of rain, but on the touchline's a little bit marshy, but in the middle of that pitch, you wouldn't even know it had rained at all. They've done a tremendous job.
Well, there was a slip there from Maguire as he got that pass away. And the ball bobbles its way down to Ben Crooks. He has made a real impact on this side this year. Try last week against Huddersfield. That's his 4th try for young Ben in his last 8 appearances. And a scampering run from dummy half by Ryan McGoldrick.
Turning up late for a game necessarily doesn't mean that your preparation isn't as it should be, and in fact it can have an alternative. It can simply relax the players and get them into the mode. If you look at the territorial advantage that Hull FC have at the minute over the Leeds Rhinos, well, they're making it play.
Crooks down the line. He's got Turner with him in support, but it's going to be a penalty here to Hull because there was pushing and shoving on Jordan Turner as he helped or tried to help Crooks with a run on the inside.
It looked like Ablett to me that get through it, and it was.
Would you consider simming him for that? Well, it's almost like a try-scoring position, isn't it? I know they're not being held down.
You're right. To me, it's a professional foul, and Ablett has pulled him back in a try-scoring position.
Well, he's not in the sin bin, but it's a penalty to Hull, who we normally refer to as the black and whites. Tonight they're the grey and whites. And of course, Paul Cullen knows all about getting to Headingley late. He came here with Warrington in his coaching days there in the playoffs, and went home with a very impressive victory.
Well, you might want to not turn the ball over in such an important position. Hull have done very well to start this game, as brightly as they have done. I noticed a slight anomaly on the first kick of the game where Hull dragged Leeds back into the in goal. It's not quite the same dragging to the in goal as it is to the touchline. Maybe they want to think about that on their next completed set on the Leeds try line.
Delaney trying to get away from 2.
Pretty solid defence as well from the visitors. Bit of gentle, the coach will be quite happy with that. Sinfield's got it low. Good work by McGoldrick. Good footwork there. And a good chase by Leeds.
Yes, good chase, good work from McGoldrick. Jamie Ellis goes the other way. Of course, to Castleford. He did Ryan McGoldrick on Monday at Widnes. So he is here for the second time in a week on Sky Sports. He's also here for the second time in 3 weeks. Ryan McDermott, though, will not have been particularly worried about McGoldrick and who Hull are playing, more concerned with the performance of his own team. He wants them to maintain this run and get revenge for the victory that Hull FC put across them at the KC Stadium earlier in the season.
Well, it's obvious that the black and whites, or as you say, grey and whites tonight, Eddie, but they feel that there's a problem with utilising Carl Ablett in the defence on that left-hand side. They've gone down that all the time. That's a neat kick.
Seymour just finding the height and the space to get over the head of Ryan Hall.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic, Mike, isn't it? Hull moving the ball from their left to their right. I don't know whether they're trying to get at Carl Ablett, or I don't know, are they going to try and release young Ben Crooks, who's more of a natural centre than he is a wing. I don't know whether he's got the genuine pace to outscorch on that touchline. You may think they want to shift it and get Tom Briscoe on the left wing in free space as opposed to Ben Crooks on the right-hand side.
6th v 7th we're watching, level on 22 points. Hull have their postponed second-round match against the Countdown Dragons in hand. That game will be played next weekend, Challenge Cup semi-final weekend. Here's the first penalty of the match for the Rhinos.
Well, to be fair, the official Tim Roby made it quite clear, release him. They failed to do that. Not pleasing for the coach, Peter Gentle, because he would have been happy with the way that the kicking game into the corner, allowing that solid defence. Now they've allowed Leeds to get at least into the opposition half.
Well, it'll be the first time, won it. Great offload by Peacock. And what, 8.5 minutes or so into the game, the Leeds have the ball for the first time in the opponent's half. 3 men around him and the ability to offload. That is when Leeds have been at their best and most dangerous in recent seasons, when they've come up with effective offloads to fast players in support.
Danny Maguire picked out by Richard Whiting. Maguire with the luminous heels on his boots. He wasn't too impressed by the looks of things with the challenge that Whiting put in on him. There's Whiting again, bringing down his opposite number, Brett Delaney. Sean Lunt will scamper away from dummy half. Tried to go over the top of Jeremiah. Last tackle here for Leeds, and that was Maguire's ding through that wasn't played at. It bounced off the legs, and Hull have got the ball back.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that one. The mere fact that Joe Westerman did not move the leg, that's why it was play on. Peter Gentle, so he'll be quite happy that they've diffused that. Leeds will start red-hot favourites here tonight, due to the fact that Hull have got a few injury problems.
Jay Pitts, I thought, very, very glad then to drop on that kick, Mike, just to try and make amends for the penalty he gave away that's allowed that the Leeds that good field position.
Kick downfield from Seymour again, collected by Hardacre.
And again, it was Seymour that opted to go early, didn't wait to the last yet again. These are good tactics because they know that their defence has been pretty solid. Leeds yet to break down, cracked through on a clean break.
Peacock looking fresh after a bit of a break. Jamie Peacock playing his 350th in Super League, 188 of them for Bradford, 162 for the Rhinos. That ball goes to ground though, and it goes to ground again. Double knock on, no, 6 to go, says the referee.
Very lucky, it was a sloppy pass, had the opportunity.
No knock on by Leeds. There's the knock on by Yeeman.
You don't normally see that from Kevin Sinfield, who's usually one of the best passers in Super League.
Darryl Griffin now trying to spin his way out of trouble for the Rhinos. 10.5 minutes gone, 0-0. Lunt finds Sinfield, crossfield kick from Kevin Sinfield, but a bit too far ahead of Ryan Hall. Well picked out by Ben Crooks.
I'm going to say the idea was okay, but someone forgot to tell the winger Ryan Hall that it was going to be kicked over onto that left-hand side. It was far too deep. He was not aware.
Richard Horn, what a servant this fella's been for the Hull club. 340th appearance tonight. It's been his only club. He made his debut here at Headingley against Leeds as a 16-year-old in April 1999. He seems to have been round forever.
It's amazing, isn't it? Imagine the amount of hits that it would have absorbed over those.
Big chance down by Ryan Bailey, and Bailey making sure he gets the ball in his hand.
That's great work as well. Normally a forward usually gets excited, gets white line fever, puts a boot to ball. On that occasion he realised that possession is vital.
Great charge down by Bailey. Sinfield underneath the Hull posts, and here is Ablett, and there's the first try of the match close. All came about as a result of the charge down from Ryan Bailey on the kick by Brett Seymour. I must say, in his kick just a few moments ago, Seymour looking really lackadaisical, just swinging the boot at it, not putting any real urgency into the kick. And he did same again there, and Bailey was on him in a flash. Put the hands up, and then at the presence of mind, the Stevo says not to go crazy, not to go for the line on his own, just retain possession from his side.
Great stuff, and as you see, Brett Seymour took an eternity there. Oh, that is real level-headed stuff from Bailey. And in a good position, the Hull FC defence, all at sea. You'll see that they're shouting, wants to go in there. And you see Seymour, the man that was slow with the kick, he goes in on the angle. No one there to support him. The big fella Ablett just spins around and it's over the line.
Centre and second row for England against the Exiles. Carl Ablett in a great run of scoring form as Sinfield adds the extras. Slightly against the run of play maybe, but the champions are ahead by 6 points to 0. That's his third try in the last 4 now in Super League for Carl Ablett.
Excellent work by Ryan Bailey to charge down the kick, and then patience to make sure that he got possession. But what's worrying here from a Hull perspective was that the first time, here's the kick. You know what, it takes some bravery to put your hands in the air because that ball can hit you somewhere painful or in the middle part of your body. And yet he did it bravely, and he's helped his side come up with the first try. But Hull's goal line defence, very poor in my opinion. If they get tested, they'll have to do more than that. One pass play, and Ablett crashed over too easily for me.
Well, they beat Leeds 34-20 at the KC Stadium in May. It was their first win against the Rhinos for 5 years in 12 League and Cup meetings. Here, they seek their first Headingley success since 2007 as well. And not only that, Hull seeking a significant club milestone after their 200th weekly round victory here. With Ablett and Hall combining down the left-hand side, and under pressure from Crooks, Ryan Hall just puts the ball down.
Yeah, but good defence by the youngster Crooks. See how he just made sure that he wasn't going to take the dummy, committed himself to Ablett, and then he knew that he could take Ryan Hall out, and really should have taken that.
That we're all very familiar with. When a team gives a penalty away or makes a mistake, invariably they concede at some point going backwards. There'd be a very, very interesting stat of how many times it's the same player. The same player that gives the penalty, the same player that makes the mistake is the one that misses the tackle to concede the try.
It's Hull who are in possession now, and McGoldrick is filling in at dummy half on just about every occasion he can. Whiting trying to get to his feet. It's got to be a penalty because Bailey was all over the place in the ruck, didn't clear as he should do.
And it was good work by Richard Whiting. He really has shown up in the only few minutes. All over the man. No doubt about it, and then he couldn't get out of the way. Well, he's a hero 1 minute, and he's 0 the next.
So here come Hull then, beginning this move from 20 metres away from the Leeds line. It's with Seymour and Lynch. Not much progress made forward though, maybe 3-4 yards, that's all. Herremeyer goes down the left-hand side. Peacock picked him out, got the ball away, did Herremeyer, did he? No, he didn't. He collided with Yeaman, held on to it himself. It's Richard Horne. That's the ball away here to Jay Pitts. Solid defence from Leeds against their former teammate. And Herremeyer 10 metres away from the line. Finds Seymour again, drops the pass off to McGoldrick, and Crooks trying to poke his way through the defence and plonk the ball over the line. Pushed back by Ryan Hall and company. It's McGoldrick again. Here's Seymour. Another angled kick. Well picked up though behind his own line by the Leeds captain, and then he keeps the movement going brilliantly.
He's got a great step, hasn't he? Hardacre. This was good work by the skipper. Knew he was going to get in, and then he's got the ability and the confidence to offload. You just get the feeling now that Leeds, after scoring that try, they've upped the ante, and Sinfield, as per normal, leading by example. Kicked early, they kicked on the third. This is good tactics.
Yes, he might have gone for a 40-20, but look where they turned the ball over. And when Kevin Sinfield moved that ball away from his own line after collecting it behind his own post, He actually had to apply the brakes and allow the referee to go in front of him. He had to sidestep the referee as well as sidestep the Hull players.
Did you notice who was down there first for one of the Leeds players? Ryan Hall, the left winger, playing over on the right-hand side, desperate to make a contribution in defence.
Good lad, hold it. He's held it, he's held it.
McGoldrick again will play the ball to Jeremiah. This is Joe Westerman. Oh, he nearly lost that. Held on to it as he was going down under pressure from Delaney.
And it was good work by Delaney as well, because he spotted the man. And you can see that the Leeds defence, they really are getting into the ribs. It takes the wind out of the opposition.
Long pass from Seymour to Richard Horne. He finds namesake Whiting. Forward pass though from Whiting. He looks bemused.
Turn over there.
Well, there doesn't seem anything wrong with that at all.
Well,
here.
I can't see anything wrong with it.
See the way different angles make it look a different story? Look at this. There's nothing wrong with that.
Fine.
He's still in front of the ball when Yeaman receives it.
Well, that's poor from the officials, I'm afraid.
Tough call from Tim Roby, that. Leeds have it, though, 40 metres away from the Hull line. Here is... Oh, Peacock's lost it. Oh, he thought about giving a penalty there for the ball being stripped. He's given it to Turner, and here goes Crooks again.
Oh, great cover
Gets the
defence.
ball away. He wasn't tackled. He wasn't tackled.
That's great work.
He was tackled. He wasn't tackled. It's a penalty to Hull. What's going on? No, it's a penalty to Leeds. The referee's all over the shop. He pointed one way, turned round and pointed the other way.
Well,
I don't know whether he's got this right either.
Well, he's got someone in his ear, I think. Yeah. This looks all right. It's the deck. And that does not touch terra firma.
Hull have been undone here twice in quick succession by poor calls from Tim Roby.
Well, I don't think I'll complain about the official. I think it might have been the touch judge on that near side. But it was quite clear that he gets that away, and that's good work by Ben Crooks. Well, they're getting the rub of the green.
Well, it doesn't matter who gave the call, Steve-O. It was a poor decision.
Yeah. But you were blaming the referee.
Well, he's the arbiter. He's the ultimate responsibility for blowing the whistle.
Hold. Go.
Anyway, Leeds will not be complaining. It is Maguire. Westerman gets to him and brings him down.
Go.
Now it's Lunt. Here is Sinfield again, attacking the line. Short ball. Delaney will get there. Delaney. He kept his arm off the ground. Nothing wrong with that either. But Hull will feel that they have been robbed here. Two decisions in quick succession going against them that should never have gone against them. And the champions taking full advantage of that. I mean, Hull have to defend their line. You can't excuse that. But two decisions against them from the whistleblower, and Leeds get over the try, and they should never have had the penalty.
Yeah, it's irritating. And the black and whites realise it. It was wonderful work by Ben Crooks. And that's the second occasion. Remember, it was Ablett that was penalised when it looked as though Hull should have scored.
I wonder if he said you were held. I wonder if it was that
He shouted held. Now, we all want to fast play the ball. There's obviously a fast play the ball that's held to this try. So I think that really the referee jumped in a little too early. But it's brilliant play from Kevin Sinfield. You know, the best ball players make the ball a magnet. They draw defenders towards them to create space for people like Brett Delaney. And it's power, control, and then presence to keep the ball up till they got to the line. Quality for me.
Yeah, quality, but they should never have had the possession. Sinfield to try and add the extras. And he does, with ease. 12-0 Leeds.
Well, it's amazing.
I don't think Hull will be too impressed.
No, and it's amazing. You go back earlier, the incident. Remember, Carl Ablett pulled the man back, and then I can't really see how that can be shouted as hell when the man's moving. Simple as that. He's still moving, he's still moving.
He thought his elbow hit the ground though, and he's blinded by Danny Maguire's body from where the referee's back in that position. That would be the only defence you could offer.
So it was a touch judge's call, you think?
No, I think the referee caught it 0. That was the tackle.
He can't see it, don't call it. You know, you've got for me there, that's a fantastic offload that needs to be rewarded more than whether the referee had a 50-50 or a 60-40 look at that play the ball. Going on the positive though for Leeds. on Kevin Sinfield, that little up and overs. They really are trying to work over Brett Seymour. We all know that scrum halves have a hard life in defence in Super League, and Brett Seymour's in for a long evening.
Well, they also have the experience now that the Leeds Rhinos, in as much that they can see the opposition might be a little bit confused. That's not the best pass. They've got the opportunity now, but I'm afraid Jeremiah couldn't get the ball out to the left.
Go, 0. Okay.
Here's Jeremiah now for Hull FC as they try and right the wrong they believe that might have been done against them here. Martin Aspinwall is on the field.
Good lads, hold.
17th appearance of this year as he plays the ball there to Jeremiah again. Quick hands, it's Westerman. Very quick hands from Seymour, found Westerman.
Good tackle by Daryl Griffin, low down. Hatnaby as well, who's looking for the offload.
Seymour gets it wide to Richard Horn. And the conditions of the ground beat him as much as anything else there. Tried to change direction quickly, hit the deck. Here's Aspinwall again. Good tackling and good defence on show from the Leeds Rhinos.
Got to stab the kick in.
Seymour, Horn stabs the kick in, it's played at. 6 to go for Hull. Briscoe quickly onto it for them. Here's Seymour now, and he finds Lynch. And Lynch trying to get through the first line of defence, can't do so. Plays the ball. Jeremiah, back it comes to McGoldrick. And McGoldrick nearly had a dream debut for a second then. Westerman's the man in at dummy half.
You're trapping him, go. 3.
And he finds Jeremiah, who finds Seymour. Just pops it up then to Horn. He goes down the middle.
No, Steve.
Got to be the dummy runner.
That's the last one for Hull, bang in front of the sticks.
Go.
Do they have anything in the locker here with Richard Horn? And they go wide, and it's Yeeman, and then Briscoe puts boot to ball. And was that played at? No, it wasn't. It's the turnover. So Leeds will be able to work the ball away.
Got to give a lot of credit for this Leeds defence. You can see that they were man on man. Not interested in doing any sliding defence there. That was good work by Jones Bishop.
Is that the difference then, Mike, between these two teams? That when Leeds have to defend their own line, and they did, what, 10 or 11 tackles then, they're able to stand strong and prevent Hull from scoring. And in the 20 minutes plus we've had, Hull haven't been capable of doing it at the left end of the field.
Well, you look at the scoreboard, 12-0, that tells you everything, is that they can utilise it. And Hull just cannot get their line sorted out quick enough.
Or alternatively, that Kevin Sinfield came up with a play at the line. To me, Hull then were very lame, very lethargic. Nobody seemed to really want to go at the line and try and test that Leeds try-line defence.
What a kick.
Fantastic kick from Maguire. Oh, and he hit Briscoe with such force, he's dislodged the ball, and Sinfield scores. Or does he? This will go upstairs, and it's a decision for Ian Smith. He wants to check whether there was a knock-on from Leeds after the initial impact, and then obviously he has to check the grounding.
Wonderful kick. Big hit as well. Got the numbers there. Maguire and Sinfield, the two half-back combination.
There's a little knock-on, wasn't there, Mike?
We'll have to wait and see. There's a hit. Does it hit them? Yeah, just a touch. I think you'll find it's either Sinfield or Maguire. There's a little touch
fingers,
here.
I think, there.
That's it. It was Maguire. This will be chalked off. And boy, what a relief from Tom Briscoe. He knows. But take nothing away from the kick from the skipper, and then the chase. The impact on Briscoe, quite obvious it's a knock on. That's okay. Sinfield picks it up okay, but it's the Maguire hand. Here. Watch. That's it. That's enough.
Or did he back off? Did he back off the ball?
No, the ball moves away. Watch. That's it. Quite clearly, you can see the fingertip. My hair will grow back if this is given.
Well, he's not checked the grounding, so we know this is going to be chalked off. And a bit of good fortune goes Hull's and Tom Briscoe's way.
It's only for a minute, Eddie, though, because Leeds will get 6 more players, and the creativity of people like Sinfield. I think there's a kick-chase competition going on for the Leeds club at the moment. It must be a mini goal they've set. When we kick the ball downfield, which one of ours will be the best players at getting down there and putting some pressure on the man who has to run it back? And at the moment, there's Ryan Hall, Danny Maguire, several of the candidates looking to win that competition tonight.
Well, keep your eye on Hardacre, should I say.
This is Ablett. We keep our eye on him for the moment as he gets to the feet and plays it here to Sean Lunt. Now Delaney. Delaney is grounded 9 metres away. Lunt wants to get on with it and does. Finds his skipper in centre field. Back he comes to Maguire. He skips away from Horn, but good work from Yeeman there as well to halt the run from Maguire, who got injured in that tackle. This is Sinfield. Held on, didn't get the ball away. And they're going down the short side with Lunt. It's a penalty here now for Leeds.
Adamaya has been judged to have reefed that ball away. They take the quick tap.
With Bailey now.
One, release. Stand up, go. He's moved.
Now Lunt. Here is Sinfield. It's a bit squelchy down that end. There's water coming up off the players' boots.
Wait. Go.
No wonder the amount of rain we've had. This is Ian Kirk trying to spin his way home.
Release him. Come on. 3.
Lunt again, going for it himself, Lunt. And has he got the ball down? No, he has been held up by the Hull defence.
Tackle 4 like that. Tackle 4. Tackle 4.
Good effort from the hooker. Also good effort from the opposite hooker as well. Adamaya got right underneath it. There's a kick. Golden chance. Oh, he couldn't get to it. Bailey. Delaney, should I say.
You need to check it, Chris.
Neat little chip into the corner there.
And McGoldrick it is to the rescue. He's the man who pushes it dead, so it's a goal line dropout coming up.
Time's up, just have a look in, please.
Delaney thought
Or is he? No, it's off the knees of Delaney.
Yeah, it is.
Referee has given the goal line dropout, but I think he's going to change his mind.
He has to anyway.
20.
Delaney's knees get there first before McGoldrick could get there.
Wait.
And it was so it's a tap on the 20-metre line. And Sean Lunt there as he plunged for the line, held up. He was actually hunting his 100th career try. The man who's on loan here at Headingley from the Huddersfield Giants.
And he's made a huge impact as well. He came down the road to Leeds. Certainly playing his part tonight as well.
Andy Lynch can't go anywhere with someone round his ankles. That was Stevie Ward and a couple up top.
He's outside.
Kick over the top is a good one. And Hardacre has to run it back away from his own line if he can. Gets only as far as Westerman.
And that's good thinking yet again. You know, Hull, nearly all this first half, they've kicked early in the tackle count. The first time they didn't kick early was when they had the charge down.
It was a far better kick from Brett Seymour, wasn't it? Turn in the corner, and now you have to defend. Keep Leeds down there. Maybe put some pressure on their kick.
He's lost it.
Knock on by Ryan Hall, mistake, and he's furious with himself as well. Now look, talk about value for money. Take a look at this. Super League full-time, Sunday night at 10, Sky Sports 2 HD. All the tries scored this weekend in Super League. We've got Warrington Catalan live for you Monday. That's in 3D as well as on Sky Sports 1 HD. Tuesday, Steve-O and Rod chew the cud in Super League back chat, 10 o'clock. Wednesday, Books and All at 6 in the same place. Super League Supermen Thursday, Sky Sports 3 at 7. And then we'll take a couple of days off, have a breather and come back fitter and fresher the week after.
Phew.
All that programming, all those matches. This is Sky Sports, the leader for Rugby League. Lynch will take it forward. He gets the ball away to Aspinwall.
No, Sean. Here, Ryan. Hold. Go. 3.
That's Danny Nicholas who's out there. Seymour gets the ball away to Westerman. Did well to hang on to that under intense pressure. Here goes Seymour again, trying to conjure something up. Does he get the ball down? No, he's held up again. That will be brought back for the 5th and last tackle.
Great work by Zach Hardacre. Make sure he's got his body well and truly underneath it. Surely Horn will opt for the kick.
Well, they're a bit light down that left-hand side. Are Leeds in defence, and there's the kick over that way. Looking for Willie Manu, but only finds Kevin Sinfield, who was grounded and got the ball away to Zach Hardacre. Steps out of one challenge, can't get away from the next two, though.
What a game the Leeds skipper is having. Unbelievable there. He's done his work in attack. Great defence, and then he puts himself in a position there. Not only does he get the possession, he has the ability to offload. Extra metres forward, so important.
I think you've always got a far better chance of catching a crossfield kick if it lands on top of your head. You know, Leeds had no one in the far corner, and the ball landed where their players were. Not the greatest of reads and not the best of kicks.
Lund gets the ball away to Sinfield again, who feeds Bailey. Came up the middle. Last one here for Leeds. The kick then from Sinfield, angled but down the middle and straight into the arms of Ryan McGoldrick. Bounces off the first challenge that was Delaney's. Can't get away from Ablett. Being funneled out towards this near touchline by Carl Ablett.
Been impressed with the way that the Rhinos have been very aggressive in defence as well, and that's an error.
By Turner.
Just took his eye off the ball at the vital moment. He was looking to see who was coming towards him, and it was the hooker, Sean Lunt.
This is Clarkson now for the Rhinos. Substitutes for the Knights against the Irish last month was Chris Clarkson. Here's Bailey. Bailey's getting through a lot of work at loose forward. He last missed a game at Hull in May. And Clarkson will take it forward, waits for the runners, then gives it to Sinfield. He'll attack the line. Wide they go and find Ben Jones-Bishop, who cuts inside.
Just a good ankle tap there by Ryan McGoldrick. It looked as though he was on his way under the post.
Sinfield again. Engineer-in-chief finds Maguire. Maguire to Delaney. He steps inside Turner. Oh, and the pass is plucked out of the air by Ben Crooks. Good work by the youngster.
Certainly was. Took a big gamble as well. And I suppose that when you got 2-on-1, you've got to try that. So the fact that Ryan Bailey working pretty hard, has been taken off the field of play just for a bit of a rest. He's done his business, that's for sure. But good work by the youngster Crooks.
He's holding his own, Mike, isn't he, as a makeshift winger at this level. He tested a few times with a few awkward balls, made some good carries, did get a very good offload, and it just didn't go his way. With growing confidence from this.
Aspinwall will carry it forward again, but not too far. That's the last tackle for Hull here. So the kick from Richard Horn.
40.
And again, we see a set in defence from the Rhinos. Very, very aggressive. Bit of a slip there. They got to him very quickly.
Manu is the first man to him. Hardacre goes down. And the challenge of him and Yeeman.
I've been really impressed with Hull's defence. In the last 10 minutes, they were on the line. They got off the line really fast, and they've maintained that speed, haven't they? When the opposition play the ball, the faster you can run up, obviously you can stop them coming forward with the ball, putting them under pressure. But if you do that illegally, it's a penalty, and that now just compounds the problem.
Yeah, Danny Nicholas, he hit the man on the ground after the tackle completed there. Tim Roby quickly onto that, blows the whistle.
Come on, Willie, on the calls, mate.
4 penalties, Leeds, 2 for Hull. Here's Ian Kirk.
They'll use the big fellas down the middle, and then Maguire will take control, and Sinfield.
Oh, go.
Could be another Trundle, or will it? No, back on the inside. Maguire
finds Ablett. Tries to go inside Turner, gets the ball away to Maguire. He keeps the movement going to Ryan Hall. Scrambling defence from Hull, it has to be 10 metres from the run. That ball came away, but it's a penalty.
You've circled him round. You've circled him round.
Ball stolen illegally. Penalty Leeds.
I don't think it was. He just lost it.
What the referee said, though,
interference.
Yeah, he was interfering though after the tackle.
Move, Joe. Stay line. Go.
Here's Lunt. And Richard Moore. And Richard Moore is pulled back on the right side of the try line as far as Hull are concerned. Oh, that's untidy, very untidy, very untidy. Knock on by Hull, 6 to go. No, penalty to Leeds, they're offside. Hull caught offside at the play the ball. Getting caned at the moment by the ref.
Certainly is, but again, good solid work by this fella Richard Moore, got them into a good position. I'm not so sure that Joe Westerman wasn't upside, but he can't get it down.
Just short. Lunt is waiting. Lunt is going for it himself, and he's held up.
Tackle two,
That's great defence.
Release him, Brett. Brett. Release him, Brett. Calm down, mate. Wait, Sean.
Lunt denied again, searching that 100th career try of his. It's with Sinfield. Now Maguire, and Hardaker's joined in. Callum Watkins is there, gets the kick in. Oh, very well played by Briscoe. Very well played. Brilliantly played by Tom Briscoe.
Top quality, but is he going to the whitewash? No, he isn't. Oh, twinkle feet here. Not a bad option, put the kick in. It looked as though he was going to get in dead in goal, but he didn't. Talk about second, third effort. Super stuff.
That's outstanding effort from Briscoe, and he was caught cold a couple of times for England, wasn't he, down the left-hand side of their defence on Wednesday night by the Exiles, but this is a different Tom Briscoe tonight.
I feel as though this has kept Hull in the match. A goal line dropout, which would have been the result had he got tackled in that part of the field, and Leeds were looking like they'd get their third try. A huge effort from him that's kept his side. 12 points is a comeback. More than that, and they will be in big trouble.
And the big thing as far as Leeds are concerned, don't give away a silly penalty. That's a good effort there by Richard Moore. Throws his body through, and I think there's a problem.
Yeah, Nicholas got the kick away, but he also hit the legs of Moore in the follow-through.
Well, Moore had committed himself, that's for sure, but there's problems here. Ooh, right, not above the knee. Wouldn't help matters.
Not at all. His leg looked like Tiger Woods' 9-9 last week, didn't it? You see it on the golf coverage when it wrapped around the tree. Mind you, he managed to recover and hit it 188 yards, the same club, to win the title last weekend.
Well, Nicholas is back on his feet and he's in the line, he's working hard. 36.5 minutes on the clock, only 12-0 down. That really gives Peter Gentle something to get his teeth into at half-time. Some decisions haven't gone the way. There's been some real poor errors from Hull, and they're only 2 scores down on the scoreboard. So if they can hold out for the next few minutes, complete this set, get down the other end of the field, they can get to the sheds at half-time with something to work on and work for in the second half.
Only 3 minutes remaining of this first half. It's Hull's head and feed.
But it shows you it shows you the experience there of Danny Maguire. He knows that Hull are desperate to try to get into the opposition half, and just that little dink into the corner gives them chance to set their defence, go into the scrum. I've been impressed with Leeds, the way that they've worked hard.
Horn just laid the ball off then. Now, that could have been a penalty. He didn't blow that one. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. This one, I think, had an element of doubt about it.
No. Arms at the floor and he's passed it.
Or did it? Have they been undone again here?
No,
he's got that spot on.
Manu's elbow certainly hit the deck, and Peter Gentle will feel a little bit, well, he'll be furious.
The 10 metres all
the 2 golden opportunities, and he knows it. Early in this game, where the rub of the green certainly went against them. Surprisingly, Kevin Sinfield says we'll extend this lead just before half-time. Good tactics yet again. Obviously, the message from Brian McDermott, the coach.
I think Danny Nicholas is still having treatment on that leg that bent around Richard Moore.
It was a big impact, Eddie. He's a big unit, isn't he, Moore?
Looks as though the physio's doing some sort of investigation to the knee to see if there's any damage. It's not like a checking him out. That seems to be okay. Just got to be brave now with the muscle pain.
It's a bit distracting for Sinfield because the trainer's got an orange jersey on, standing almost in front of him, but he isn't bothered about things like that at the end of the day. 14-0, just edging Leeds ahead a little more. Oh yes, it's been a wet old day, but Brian McDermott won't be worried about the weather. He's delighted with the 14-0 scoreline, I'm sure, approaching half-time.
It's been a great...
His captain's playing really well.
Yeah, it's a captain's knock, isn't it? You talk about trying to get distraction. Remember, I think it was a World Club challenge where did someone try to put a laser beam into his eye when he was trying to kick a goal? It didn't put him off that night either.
Martin.
No, those pesky Australians, though, they'll try anything to put them off, won't they?
Certainly will.
Oh, knock on.
Oh, this is a golden opportunity. They've got to get this scrum formed quickly.
That's a big error by Ian Kirk.
Would you say it's a low pass?
Nothing wrong with the pass at all. You could see that the big fella just had a little who was coming towards him.
Well, they've got, what have they got, 27 seconds?
Okay, lads.
Can they capitalise on the 7th Leeds handling error?
Okay, Brett. Time on.
And here is Jordan Turner now for Hull.
It was an amazing pack down there by the Hull side. Not one person was on the blind side of the scrum.
High kick from Seymour towards the in-goal area. Easily claimed, though, by Ben Jones-Bishop.
One tough time, though.
The goal line dropout coming up. I think the Leeds fans are claiming that Ben Jones-Bishop was tackled in the air, but the referee, Tim Roby, will have none of it. And there's the half-time siren. Was he tackled in the air? No, he wasn't. It was well timed by Whiting. Well, Ablett's try on 13 minutes got Leeds going, 6-0. There was an element of controversy and doubt about Delaney's try after Hull were wrongly penalised for passing the ball off the ground after the tackle was alleged to have been completed. It wasn't. Sinfield's penalty just before half-time. 14-0 at the break.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
Sky Movies Premier HD, sponsored by Intelligent Living from Panasonic.
This summer, get more of the year's biggest blockbusters exclusively with Sky Movies.
Who's in boots?
We stay friends.
Swear.
Don't give in to fear. Fight.
Watch me.
Come on, Tom. Let's finish this the way we started.
No one brings you movies like Sky Movies.
A car that reads traffic signs, shuts its grill vents to save fuel, stops itself to help prevent accidents, and parks itself in the tightest spot. Now available with the new EcoBoost engine, which delivers the power of a 1.6 with the fuel efficiency of a 1 litre. Ford Focus.